Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more the Somnium Files. So yes, we are back and we are gonna interrogate Mayumi. She's prime suspect number one, I suppose, right? She even admitted it. I don't believe it, but we will have to see. So let us continue, okay? So why did you kidnap Iris, Miss Mayumi?
My son is under that witch's spell. Merchandise, concerts. She's bleeding him dry. I wanted to snap him out of it. I wanted to save him.
Okay, this one. Why did you take her eye out?
Because I just hated her so much.
See, she can't even answer that straight.
Killing her wasn't enough.
Were you the one who stabbed Oda?
Well,
You were in the polar bear costume, right? That means you stabbed him.
yes, I stabbed him with the knife I brought from home. I wasn't trying to hurt him. He fought me, and then it just...
Why did you want to stream it online? Do you think she could stream? She knows how to stream? Come on now.
Because the world needs to see that witch die.
Just a quick question, Mayumi. Do you know anything about online streaming?
I'm not stupid. I might be old, but...
Could you explain it to me?
Huh?
Step by step. Just tell me what you did.
I can't explain it in words.
See? She doesn't know how to even do that.
It's more like muscle memory.
I mean muscle memory.
I was able to get it working after trying a few times, that's all.
So where did you get the camera and the laptop?
I picked them out of the garbage.
Which garbage?
I don't remember. It's true, I planned the whole thing.
About the Cyclops killings then.
What do you know about the Cyclops killer? We call the criminal we're after the new Cyclops killer.
I know. They killed Shoko Nadami and Renju Okiura.
Dude, she knows that? Okay. I guess.
That's right.
No, because her dementia, I'm thinking like, oh, maybe she doesn't know that. But I guess she knows it. She even knows the names perfectly.
Both corpses were found with their left eye pulled out. Same as Iris. This leads us to believe that the crimes were all committed by the same person. So this person in the polar bear costume, they are the new Cyclops killer. And you're telling me that person is you? You killed Shoko and Renju?
Yes, I killed them.
Okay. What was your motive then, if you did it?
Isn't Renju Okiura the president of that awful company where the witch works? He's just as responsible, using her to steal time and money from vulnerable kids. And I'm sure he was debaucherous and degenerate. That man is the root of all evil. That's why I killed him.
Why did you kill Shoko then?
Renju's ex-wife, right? I did it to get to him.
Okay.
But the two divorced 4 years ago.
That doesn't matter. The bonds of matrimony are eternal.
In your opinion, I don't think Renju felt the same way.
You are really starting to aggravate me. I answered your questions, so there.
When and how did you kill her?
Well, I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't remember? Do you really think that lie is gonna work?
I have a memory disorder. I don't always remember everything. It's not my fault.
But you remember the cold storage warehouse.
There are times I remember and times I don't remember. It changes.
Date, Mayumi is not lying about that in particular. There are circumstances that might cause selective memory. For whatever reason, her memory might not have been stored properly in her mind. This is not uncharacteristic for those suffering from dementia.
Why are you lying?
I am not lying.
You do know that perjury is a crime, right?
The thing is, but the thing is, why is she saying that she's the one who killed, or not killed, but yeah, stabbed Oda and then did that to Iris, right? What is the point of her saying this? It's not like Oda was the one who did it, right? It's not like she's protecting Oda. She's just saying she did it. For what?
I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I killed Shoko and Rinju, and I tried to cut that demon witch in half.
No, what I mean is, it's not like Oda was the one who did all of this, for example, right? And the mother is gonna be covering for him. It's not like that. I don't know.
Date, there's no point in letting this go on.
She's clearly lying. Yeah.
You seemed convinced earlier.
I was kidding. I don't think she's the killer.
I am the killer! I am!
Right now, we have to rely on hard evidence. The Odoroki Man chocolate that Mayumi bought was found at the warehouse.
If Mayumi was at the scene before Ota,
She may have seen the criminal's face.
You know what I'm going to say, right? Date, sync with her.
Wait, right now? We just synced last time. Okay.
Pewter, we're going to sync with Mayumi Matsushita. Prepare the machine.
It's broken.
What happened?
The sync machine isn't operating to capacity.
Classic.
Yesterday's sync, well, suffice to say, Ota and Date were not too compatible.
Compatible?
I'll give you the big picture. To get the synchronization working properly, I had to push the machine pretty hard. And now, it's not responding.
How long will it take to fix?
16 hours, at least.
You've got 8.
But that's impossible.
So we can't sync yet, huh?
But we need to, or this investigation is going nowhere.
Date, I suggest we go to Matsushita Diner. We may be able to find some clues.
Good idea.
Okay. I let Boss and Pewter know.
Pewter, we're counting on you for those repairs. I'll be back in 6 hours.
But you said 8.
6
Please,
hours.
you have to give me at least 8.
That Pewter, always so humble. He'll have it done in 6.
Yeah, Pewter is just that kind of guy, you know?
Hey, this is a hostile work environment.
Okay, we're heading to the diner.
Why would Mayumi lie?
She is probably protecting someone.
But who? Yes, but who is she protecting?
But who?
Surely you know by now. There is only one person Mayumi would want to protect that badly.
But the thing is, Ota didn't do anything though. I mean, sure, he hit Date, right? But it's not like Ota killed someone. No.
It's Ota.
It has to be.
Does Mayumi think Ota is the killer?
Dude, I should have chosen the other dialogues. Oh my god, I forgot.
Last night, Ota left Matsushita Diner with Iris. Mayumi saw the whole thing.
But Ota was stabbed in the stomach by the culprit. Does Mayumi not remember that?
No, that isn't quite it. It is possible that she thinks Ota is responsible for everything.
She thinks Ota stabbed himself?
Yes.
Why would he do that?
Before I explain, I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the possibility that Ota is the new Cyclops killer?
Impossible.
Why?
Why can't Oda be the culprit though? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Yeah. The van stolen at Famicho. Iris had her eye taken out, and yesterday's Somnium, Oda and the polar bear. Let's start with this one. The van stolen?
The van was stolen while Iris was in the passenger seat. We know that whoever did it is the culprit we're looking for.
There is a chance that Iris was not in the passenger seat. She could have been driving.
How so?
Iris could have taken the wheel herself and driven to the warehouse.
But forensics only found Ota's fingerprints on the wheel.
That can be explained. It is possible that Iris covered her fingertips with her sleeves.
It can be, yeah. But yeah, when you think about it, right? Ota and no, when they were streaming, right? You didn't see the polar bear and Oda at the same screen, I guess, right? I don't know, man. And yesterday's Somnium, Oda and the polar bear, because when the polar bear opened the saw, right, and then he went out of frame, and then Oda came in, right, and then he turned it off, right? I don't know.
In yesterday's Somnium, Ota and the polar bear.
But but the thing is with Somnium, it can be exaggeration sometimes.
That was just a dream. It doesn't necessarily reflect what happened in reality.
Yeah, Iris had her eye taken out though. This is the thing.
Iris had her left eye pulled out. Ota would never do that.
Have you considered that she pulled it out herself?
What?
Or even asked Ota to do it? Perhaps she ordered him to.
But why? Yeah, I don't understand.
In short, Ota and Iris are accomplices. This was all a performance.
A performance?
Iris drove the Matsushida's van. Ota drove the station wagon. They went to the warehouse separately. Then, they prepared the live stream. Iris anesthetized her left eye and removed it. Either that, or she asked Ota to extract it. After that, Iris took her position on the table, and Ota donned the polar bear costume and started the saw. Consider this. In the stream, Ota and the polar bear were never on screen at the same time.
Yeah, this is what I was saying though. When we first saw this, like when Ota was turning it off, why didn't the polar bear stop him, right?
True. That means Ota went off camera, took off the costume, and then...
Yeah, he returned and then that one.
Stay away from Tessa!
See, this is what I was saying.
Perhaps Mayumi witnessed the entire event. It is also possible that Mayumi knew what the two were up to.
So she lied to protect Ota.
Yes, but this is only a theory.
But yeah, that is a really good theory though. Why would they do that? For what? Yeah, for what purpose?
Consider the possibility that Iris killed Shoko and Renju.
To remove suspicion from Iris? Right? Yeah, it can be. Okay.
Then, this whole thing was to get her off the suspects list.
Yes.
That's why she pulled out her eye and had Ota stab himself. It makes it look like there's another criminal involved.
I will repeat myself in saying that this is only a theory. It is one of many possibilities.
It's possible, but I don't think it's very likely. They wouldn't go that far just to avoid suspicion.
Date, you must consider the mental state of the serial killer. Shoko and Renju were both exposed and displayed. And they both had their left eye removed while they were still alive. Whoever our killer is, it is clear that they are sociopathic or even psychotic.
True.
We can't rule anything out.
By the way, I'm sorry earlier that I chose Oda instantly. I should have chosen the other ones. Like, Date would have said some funny things. My bad. Like, I was just into the moment. Yeah, I forgot.
Ota,
He's crying.
why are you...
Why did you arrest Mom? You said you were gonna clear her! Why?
Picture frame. Why are you here?
When I was in the hospital, the police came to me. They told me that my mom confessed. I couldn't believe it, so I went to the police station. But because she was under investigation, they wouldn't let me see her. After that, I didn't feel like going back to the hospital. That's why I'm here.
It's not like Mayumi is under arrest.
You asked me why your mom was arrested earlier, but she isn't under arrest.
What?
I spoke with her as part of my investigation, yes. But as a source of valuable information, not as a suspect. Mayumi confessed, but it's highly likely that she's lying. So we haven't issued a warrant for her arrest.
That's what I've been saying! Mom didn't do it, she's innocent!
Is Iris the criminal?
Word is going around. Maybe Iris was the one who killed Shoko and Renju. And you and her planned this warehouse incident to get her off our suspects list.
No way! Tessa had her eye.
She could have pulled it out herself, or asked you to do it.
You're kidding me, right? Do you really think I would do that? I was fighting for my life against the criminal!
That wasn't caught on camera, though. Neither was the part where you got stabbed.
Yeah, like, look at this. He's stopping this one, and the polar bear's not even doing anything to stop him, right?
You're saying that I stabbed myself?
It wouldn't be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota?
True.
You...
He has a history. Did you stage the warehouse incident?
I'm telling you I didn't!
Then why is Mayumi protecting you?
Mom is protecting me?
Your mother is stubborn. She's lying to us because she's protecting someone. The only person I can think of would be you.
Why?
Apparently she thinks that you're the criminal.
Why would she think that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Got any ideas?
Maybe because of her condition. Mom has dementia. Maybe her memory is just mixed up.
About Mayumi's dementia.
Everything is my fault. It's because of me that Mom is... I know how it looks now, but back in the day, the diner was doing pretty good. You know Bloom Park is close by here, right? People who visited the park would stop here a lot. But ever since the explosion 8 years ago...
The chemical plant accident?
Yeah. We're just barely outside of the restricted area, but... because Bloom Park closed, the number of customers dropped by a lot. The diner didn't last much longer. When this place closed, Dad started working at a Chinese restaurant chain during the day, and he was a security guard and traffic cop at night. Mom worked as a janitor, and we're both working hard and barely got any sleep.
And you?
I was just a high school student at the time. I was such a dumbass. I thought it was totally normal to have both parents working, so I didn't even get a part-time job. And they bought me a PC and idol concert tickets. I had it good, but we were drowning in debt.
Dead?
There's a loan on the house and the diner. Mom and Dad didn't let this place go. There are too many memories here to give it up. So they slaved day and night to keep it open. They worked and worked and worked. Thanks to them, I was even able to go to a good university, but right after I started, Dad...
Passed away?
Yeah, he had a heart attack. From overwork. But even then, I didn't get it, you know? I didn't appreciate how hard they worked for me. Even when I wasn't taking college seriously and getting bad grades, my mom didn't say a thing. She just smiled and told me that it was okay, even when I told her I was going to drop out. Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow, a writer. Oh, that's a good goal to have. But you really should finish college. You worked so hard to get in.
You don't understand, Mom. A writer has to put all of their time into their creativity. I won't have time to go to classes. Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
But yeah, for example, for me, if that happened to me, his dad dying, right, would give me the drive to at least finish college, man. Like, they work so hard, and you're just gonna drop out just like that, right?
Is that right? Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you.
But yeah, for Miami, she just loves her son so much, and she just supports him.
Do what makes you happy.
Anyway, anywhere, anything he wants to do, she'll just support him, I mean.
You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it. And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay? Forever and ever, I'll always support you, Ota.
You lied about the editor thing, right?
Yeah, how do you guess? It was really just a few texts back and forth, but I was thrilled. I thought I could make it as a writer because of that. But it's impossible. I know there's no way I can be a writer. I've never even finished writing a novel. Not even once. I always give up after the first 5,000 words. To even apply for the amateurs contest, you have to submit 10 times that. But Mom, she kept supporting me.
When did Mayumi's illness start?
Not long after I quit college. Mom was always smiling at me. But I think she was starting to slip mentally. One day.
Oh, what's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore. Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career choice?
Sorry. Anyway, are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already.
Oh, did you? By the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not teasing you, honey.
Don't fuck with me!
Jesus. Damn. I don't want to experience that, man. Like your parents like that. Like slipping away. Yeah, they're there, but mentally they're... Yeah, it's sad. It's very sad. Listen to the rest of the story.
Mom got sick because I'm such a piece of shit. I was only thinking about myself. I didn't take care of her. I was so stupid, I didn't realize she was sick. I thought she was messing with me. I was so cruel to her for no reason. And she got worse and worse.
How about the picture?
What's that picture?
Looking at this photo reminds me. One time, when I was a kid, I said something really bad to Mom and Dad, and they scolded me for it. And it's not like it was an apology or anything, but Dad and I gave her a Mother's Day gift. My mom was so happy that she cried. That's what this photo is from. Why did it turn out like this? I'm such a bad son.
Hey, Aiba.
What is it?
I don't like Ota one bit. But I can't imagine that this guy's the criminal.
True.
Why is that?
Hearing his story made me think that he's not such a bad guy.
Your presumption is illogical.
Human beings are illogical. We're not like you AI, we can't be logical all the time. But we make up for it in one very important way.
What is that?
Intuition.
Do you find that useful?
At times.
Hmm.
Aiba, let's go back to the cold storage warehouse. We might be missing something.
Understood.
Okay, we're gonna have to check it again. Maybe we'll find something there, right? Oda, but yeah, Oda is pretty selfish. But he is not the killer, come on. That is big doubt. Big no, I mean big no. The van is so small.
Date, weren't you going to check the warehouse?
I was, but a thought occurred to me.
So what is your thought? Container, box,
Aiba,
water.
what's in this box?
Your favorite kind of reading material, and a lot of it.
Academic research papers on criminology?
No, the kind that features gratuitous nudity.
I've got to make an excuse to hold it, or to, what do you call it? To catch it. Not to catch it, but to check it out.
Date,
Tokyo
look!
Bay.
A tonguefish on the ocean floor.
What's a tonguefish?
A flat fish, like the sole of a shoe.
You can see all the way down there?
Of course I can. My vision and my looks are my best qualities.
Okay. Anything else? Some warehouses. Brains.
Just like my you-know-what.
What is your you-know-what?
It could only be one thing.
Oh, your ego?
No, not my ego.
You know what it's talking about. Policeman. He says he doesn't have any new information.
Aiba, who drove the van here?
There are two possibilities. Either Iris or the criminal who kidnapped Iris.
And Mayumi?
Considering the time that she purchased the chocolate, that would be almost impossible. The van was hijacked from the Famisto parking lot at 10:32 p.m. At that time, Mayumi was in the 812 convenience store more than 100 yards away.
So almost certainly not her. Station
Aiba,
wagon?
Are you sure that Ota took this car?
As I've already explained, the security cameras at the Famisto parking lot saw the entire incident clearly.
So it was definitely Ota who drove it here.
Why are you stating the obvious?
We found the chocolate Mayumi bought on the floor of the cold storage warehouse. But that doesn't prove she was actually at the scene. If she was, how did she get here? She wasn't in the van or the station wagon.
That is kind of true.
Of course, a different car. I will search for all vehicles that were in this area from Sunday night to Monday morning.
But do they have another car? I mean, does Miami have another car? Iva connected to the end system server and began her research. She got a result in no time.
Found one hit. A taxi.
Okay, taxi.
Where's
Yeah,
that
maybe.
taxi now?
It is parked in Lemniscate's parking lot.
At Lemniscate? Why?
Unknown. But we should speak with the driver immediately.
Honestly, I didn't even think of a taxi. I was like, oh, what car did she drive? Yeah, a taxi. She Ubered. We're back.
Hey, got a minute?
Are you talking to moi?
The taxi driver.
Moi?
Date, now is not the time to be distracted by this old man's diction.
Mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
Moi? I am but a humble taxicab driver.
There we go.
I'm with the police. I have some questions for you.
Oh, we can ask her? Do you want to get some food sometime?
Huh? I can't hear you.
I walked closer to the receptionist.
Oh, you asked me out before, didn't you? But it's kind of complicated. I told you, I am reptilian.
But you were just joking, right?
No, I'm serious. I only eat vegetables.
I am
What?
fairly sure she means vegetarian.
Oh, okay, she meant vegetarian. She said reptilian. How about Iris?
What? You're too far away. I can't hear you. Oh, I can't believe Tessa became a victim too. It's like, seriously, can you not? What if I'm next? Freaks me out. Date, could you introduce me to some big, strong man who can protect me?
Me.
Nah. I'm sure you'll be fine on your own.
No, I'll totally die.
Imagine if she dies, that would be hilarious. Is it business as usual here?
What? You gotta come closer. I can't hear. Well, what can I say, you know? The biz is harsh, schedules are tight. If we shut down for even a date, we'd throw everyone else's schedules off. So they want to avoid that, of course.
No, I don't mean that she dies like instantly. I mean that if, what do you call this? The killer kidnaps her, right? And she's talking like that to the killer. The killer is like, just die. I hate your voice. So, where are you from, sir?
I was born in Kawago, Saitama.
And why do you talk like that?
I don't know what you mean. I've spoken this way all my life. My parents speak with the same vernacular.
What are you doing here?
I have just finished conveying my client from Tameke Sano's studio. I was informed that the visit here would be brief, and thus I have decided to wait in this lobby.
Before I arrived, I got a picture of Miami from Abyss. I showed it to the driver.
Did you drive this passenger on Sunday night?
Ooh, I did indeed. I remember her well. The old hag.
Old
The
hag.
old hag.
I took her on a tour of the streets of Tokyo. Our ultimate destination was the warehouse district in Ariake.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
Reported?
You don't know about the incident at the cold storage warehouse? It was all over the news.
No, I'm afraid not. Newspapers and television news programs have never been much of an interest to moi.
So describe what happened to Mayumi.
I recall it was around 10 in the evening. Near the Kabasaki district, an unassuming restaurant named Matsushita Diner. That's where I picked up the old hag. And as soon as she stepped foot in my conveyance, she was already barking orders at me. Follow that van, hurry! I must admit, I found it rather exciting, just like an old chase film. I, of course, insisted that I be paid up front. We pursued the van for roughly half an hour. Suddenly, the van came to a halt at a convenience store.
The Famisto along Koshu, right?
Precisely right. I am surprised you know that. In any case, I knew that the jig would be up if we were seen following the van. So I decided to drive past it. I parked at the 8 store, but 100 yards from there, while waiting for the object of our pursuit to make its next move. The old hag suddenly spoke up. I have to buy something, she declared, then made her way into the 8.
This must be when Mayumi bought the Odoroki Man chocolate.
A few minutes later, the old hag finished making her purchases and walked out. And then, at that very moment, I witnessed the van jet off at great speed down Koshu. I hurried the old hag inside my vehicle, then resumed the chase. We followed them for roughly half an hour more.
I see. If the driver's story is correct, Mayumi did not know that Oto was left behind at the Famisto.
Mayumi thought Ota was in the van the whole time.
We then arrived at a splendid manor. The van entered the premises through the front gate and disappeared from view. We, of course, could not follow, so we waited outside. I estimate another 10 minutes passed. The front gate opened once again, and the van drove out, and we pursued. But 30 minutes later, our pursuit was foiled again.
What happened?
The van drove into the restricted Kabasaki district. The old hag, of course, demanded that I follow. But I was not about to risk my license and livelihood. Instead, I parked on the road and waited for the van to drive back the way it came. But of course, we knew it might not take the same road back. In fact, we were not even sure the van would be coming back at all. But the old hag was not keen on giving up, so we began our stakeout.
But yeah, this makes sense though. Right? Like, remember Ota, right? He said that he couldn't find Tessa anywhere, or the van technically, right? He was looking for, how many hours was it? But yeah, he was looking for hours until he found them in the warehouse, right? So this is very interesting, this guy.
About 45 minutes later, the date had changed at this point. It was 12:25 a.m. on Monday.
How do you remember the time so well?
Well, you see, I always keep my radio dial on the same station. I remember precisely which programs were playing during this endeavor. Thus, I can approximate the time.
I see. Please continue.
At 12:25 a.m., the old hag's tenacious gamble paid dividends. The van returned down the same street. And thus, we again made pursuit. I kept considerable distance. We had come so far, I did not want to get caught now. But my caution backfired. I lost sight of the van in the Ariake warehouses. Without so much as a thank you, the old hag popped open the door and took off toward the warehouses. I waited for some time, but the old hag did not return. The goose was cooked at this point, so I made the decision to return home. I am glad I had the foresight to ask for payment in advance.
So I have one more question, sir.
I follow your story. I have one more question. Where is this manor the van stopped at?
Oh, every taxi driver in the city knows that residence. It is the personal home of Congressman So Sejima.
Oh, okay. So there is a connection between Sosejima and Iris now, really.
Sejima? Why did the van go to So's house?
We need to speak with him immediately.
Agreed.
Why
Let's
indeed?
move.
Okay, thank you, sir. You gave us very, very valuable information. Thank you. Okay, the mystery is just being bigger and bigger right now. Now Sosajima is into play.
There's no one here.
Indeed.
I don't see So or his bodyguards.
I do not detect them either.
Let's go inside.
Okay, no one is here. Even one person.
Hey, Aiba. Do you smell something funny?
You are aware that I do not possess the sense of smell, correct?
Oh, right.
Anything? Table. Wall scroll. Vase.
There's something strange about this vase. Ugh.
What is it?
This is definitely where the smell is coming from.
Is there something inside?
Maybe, but the opening is covered by a metal plate.
Jeez.
The lid is fixed with a bolt. It will not open easily.
Okay, I'm thinking someone died, and there's a body here.
Yeah.
Then, as is standard procedure,
Crack it. X-ray. Jesus. Dismembered. Look. My God.
What the?
Date, destroy the vase!
Got it.
Shoot it. Someone dismembered him and put him in the vase. What? Oh, his eye is gone as well.
Sosajima?
My God, what happened? So's body? Where's the body? Cut into pieces. Fragments. Oh my God.
That is the head of Sosajima.
The left eye is hollowed out.
This is most likely a crime committed by the new Cyclops killer.
Yet again.
Do you have an estimated time of death?
Today, sometime between 11 a.m. and noon.
That's about when I was talking to Ota at Matsushita Diner.
At that time, Mayumi was in police custody and Iris was in the ICU of Central Hospital. They have not moved.
Wait, what? So do you have an estimated time of death? Today? But why is it smelling so bad though? Like, does the body smell that bad already? I didn't see what time it is right now, but so fast, I guess.
That means Ota, Mayumi, and Iris couldn't possibly have committed the crime.
Like, he just died today, right? So it's just a couple hours.
Assuming that this is the work of a single killer, those three can be eliminated from the list of suspects.
Ota, Mayumi, and Iris are not the new Cyclops killer.
Right.
Okay.
By the way, why is there no one in the mansion? No bodyguards, no housekeepers.
I do not know.
Does So have family?
Sosajima's wife died in labor 30 years ago, giving birth to their son.
His son.
Their son is currently living abroad.
Okay.
So lived here alone?
Do you find that suspicious?
No, just...
Date, a call from Pewter.
Piera.
Connect me.
Date, the sync machine is up and running. You can sync with Mayumi now.
Oh, thanks, Pewter. But there are more pressing matters now.
Did something happen?
Yeah, I found Sosajima's body, with the left eye hollowed out.
What?
I'm at the Sajima household. Send the investigation team over.
Why so?
I can answer your questions when I get back to Abyss.
Got it.
Date, what is your plan? Wait until crime scene investigation arrives?
No. There's something I need to do. If that taxi driver was telling the truth, Mayumi was at the warehouse yesterday. And we know the chocolate we found at the scene was hers. Maybe she saw something. Maybe she knows something we don't. Some kind of clue or information about the culprit.
Then...
Yeah. We're gonna sync with Mayumi.
I mean, wasn't that obvious? We are gonna sync with her anyways. We were gonna sync with her, or we were supposed to do that earlier, right? But we didn't have the time. Taxi driver. Ghost. He likes ghosts, doppelgangers, fist saws, and chimneys. He likes people who watch the map on their smartphones the whole ride. Or so. He likes authority, fame, and assets. Grasping people's weakness, applying pressure, and making them obey. Okay. So yeah, we'll end our episode there for today. So died. But who did this though, right? And the information we learned from the taxi driver was really, really good. So they did not go straight to the warehouse, I guess, when Iris got kidnapped, right? Went here to the manor, and then went to some other places as well, right? That is very, very interesting though. So we're gonna do Mayumi's sync next episode. We will see maybe what she saw, right? I cannot wait for that. But yeah, I can't predict anyone here to kill her. At least in this we got like different routes, right? Different lines. But we're in the red line right now. And I can't predict. Oh my god, it's hard. Not gonna lie. Look, you got Iris, you got Mayumi, you got Oda. It seems like they're clean, all of them. We'll see. So anyways, we're gonna continue this and do more of the Somnium Files in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.